Boom! We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Life is a Chad YouTube channel. And I thank all of you for being here, wherever you may be, and of course, however you may be listening. So, this past week, there was actually a decent amount of content that came out. Definitely for me, very interested in a few of the interviews and podcasts that were laid out. One I saw when I was on my way to the gym or getting ready to go to the gym, and I watched some of the highlights thereafter, some of the clips that were posted from Back to the Roots and Law of Distraction. And I actually originally recorded my response as a car ride rant, but I had to delete the videos because my phone was low on memory space. I know, terrible, terrible. And you guys may not even give a shit about that, and that's totally fine. But I'm just, for the sake of being fully honest and transparent, but I'm glad in a way that it worked out this way because I do acknowledge that the car ride rants don't have the producibility that doing it on the camera and on the mic and being able to record that way, it just sounds better, it looks better. But of course, what I'm talking about and what I'm going to be reacting to is Ethan Klein having a quote unquote debate with Fresh and Fit. The reason why I put it in quotation marks is because if you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, it doesn't end up being much of a debate at all. It ends up being Ethan Klein not taking the discussion seriously, never really intending on having a debate or a back and forth on theological concepts or concepts in general. Really, all he wanted to do was to come on, throw some shit and some shade towards Fresh and Fit, get their response to it, and move on. And also, once he was able to do that, kind of just bullshit around towards the tail end and going around and around and around in a circle until eventually he quit the show. And it really was, I was not surprised one bit. And that's going to be really what I want to talk about here is Ethan Klein being a loser and people like him being a loser. I would have loved, of course, for the debate to actually have ended up, again, debate ended up being something worthy of substance with actual topics being discussed and exchanging of ideas. But I really think Ethan Klein's response to this is representative of a larger situation at play, which I will get to. And even when something doesn't end up being what it should have been and was supposed to be, there's still things that can be drawn from it. As they say, what's the saying? When life gives you lemonade. So, you got to find a way to make good use of even things that are not the best. Now, on the Fresh and Fit side of things, I do think that they probably could have ended the debate sooner. Uh, Myron in particular continuously was trying to get uh trying to get Ethan back towards an actual debate and he was being very serious. Myron was being very serious and was legitimately in good faith trying to get Ethan back so that they could discuss, not back onto the show, but reel him back in to actually do what they thought that they were all there for. But I think he probably could have just disregarded Ethan sooner and said, you know what, man, fuck it. If this guy is not going to take this seriously, see you later. But other than that, I think that speaks to Myron's character, that he actually did try to be good faith and engage in whatever Ethan had to say. Fresh, on the other hand, I mean, Fresh is really just the sidekick. the guy who just kind of makes noises on the side. I mean, he seems like a sweet guy nonetheless, and sometimes it is good. But really, the debate was going to be between Myron and Ethan. So, Ethan, this is really what and I'm not saying to Ethan directly, I'm saying to you guys about Ethan. This is really what I want to discuss in this video. Personally, I have known guys like him all my life. And the type of guy that I'm referring to is a guy who is a clown and is the court jest and does not take things seriously. I've been around a few guys like that in my life where they weren't really athletic. They didn't really work out or go to the gym or didn't care about stellar performance academically or masculine performance in any regard, masculine excellence in any regard, and just kind of take the piss out of everything. And really, this stems from a place of inferiority. People like this really do hate themselves on the inside, which is why they are the court jest, which is why they are the clown, the class clown, because what you see them performing is how they feel on the inside, which is they don't take themselves seriously. So they don't take life seriously. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be lighthearted sometimes in life and crack jokes. And in fact, I think that it's good to do that. I don't think you should be somebody who is professionally offended and looking for ways to be victimized and upset and outraged. No, that's unhealthy as well. You need to have a mindset of persevering and pushing through regardless of the barriers and dilemmas that present themselves to you. But on the other side of things, you have a guy like Ethan Klein who kind of has this Nietzschean black pill mindset of, well, it all doesn't matter. None of it's important. None of it matters. So fuck it. I'm just going to mess around and be a goofball and be a dork. And that's just what it is. And you really don't want to be that, guys. You just don't. Like I said, this really does stem from a place of hating oneself internally. In previous societies, the court jest really was reserved. Now, obviously, I didn't live in those times, so I can't say with 100% certainty, but one could surmise based off of the relevant data. It really was reserved for a few individuals within a kingdom or a society, and they were used sparingly within the community that they lived in, and everybody knew exactly what they were. They were the court jest. Nobody treated them any more or any less than that. That is what they were. But nowadays in society, we have more than probably existed any other at any other point in history. We have more and more individuals like this, and it's really quite sad. You know, we have more and more individuals who just walk around like nothing matters. They treat everything as a big joke, oftentimes at the expense of others. And the thing about it is, every now and again, it may be funny. Every now and again, it may not be so bad. But sooner or later, this type of behavior, this shit gets really worn out really quick. You know, it's like, fuck, dude, do you take anything seriously? Do you care about anything? And it really gets to a place where it's just like, come on, dude, come on, dude. Um, and like I said, in my life, I've definitely seen a few individuals like this myself. I also think that it stems from a place of jealousy, being jealous of those who do strive for excellence, who maybe do have some God-given gifts uh, that seem to be admirable, that a lot of people gravitate towards and like and adore. And I think really that is what at the core of this It is. Okay. Now, as for you guys and why I'm even talking about this in the first place, I could give a shit about Ethan Klein. I obviously, and I guarantee there's going to be some people who comment on this video and say, well, he's got more YouTube followers than you. Okay, so be it. I just started this YouTube channel. Okay, this guy's been at it for years, and let me tell you something. Uh, in this day and age, having tons of subscribers and shit like that is not necessarily a signifier of intelligence, of hard work, of quality, of a quality personality, or being a quality human being. As we see with all these e-thoughts that are running around everywhere, oftentimes it's not. Okay, oftentimes it's groups of people who have a similar mindset of this kind of clown mindset that pool together and support another clown. Kind of this misery loves company situation. And so if there's some people who want to say that, so be it. But I'm here to tell you guys, you don't want to be this. Okay, you don't want to be somebody who everybody knows doesn't take a single thing seriously, who at every turn is doing things like what Ethan Klein did by showing up to a debate where one party is trying to act good faith, but you're trying to underhand and be this underhanded individual that is just trying to mine a bunch of clips that you can get your latest dopamine hit of having a few people watch the video. You don't want to be this guy, because at the end of the day, guys, for every Ethan Klein that has defied the odds of being successful, and again, I say successful sparingly. Okay, I mean, okay, he, within the context of YouTube, he's been successful. Okay, but like I said previously, does being successful at YouTube really signify, especially if you look at the type of content that Ethan Klein puts out there, any real intelligence or quality of character or anything like that? Of course not. We see across the country people who are absolute boobs, absolute buffoons, who have, for some reason, tons and tons, well, maybe not tons and tons, but have a decent amount of clout. Okay, clout is not everything. But for every one of Ethan Klein that you may run across, there will be thousands more who their lifestyle of having this don't give a shit about anything in life, being a goofball, being the court jest, being a clown, where you see the fruits of their labor, where their life is really poor. They're stuck in a dead end job. They don't really have many friends. They don't really have many quality friendships and things like that. And I'm not saying having friendships is the end all be all. I'm saying an accumulation. Okay, where people struggle to be around them, and there's really no glimmer of hope. Okay, for every one Ethan Klein, you'll see thousands of individuals with that type of mindset who are not doing who have not lucked out in the world of YouTube creation. Okay, because I honestly do believe that. I do believe that there is a certain amount of luck that is assigned to uh the world that is YouTube, and some behind the scenes stuff that maybe you guys don't see, like buying subscribers and knowing the right person and things like that. It's not always as clear cut as, okay, this is a talented individual who actually has something to say and therefore they have millions of subscribers. It's not always that simple. In fact, oftentimes it's not. Oftentimes it is not. And there's a reason why you see pretty consistently with successful individuals, you see that they're in shape, that they're intelligent, that they have ambition, that they're driven, that they do take things seriously, that they don't want, when they're old and wrinkly and close to death, to look back on life and say, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done that. And that's really what this boils down to, is you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person who years from now looks back and says, man, I wish I would have given a shit. I wish I would have cared more about my excellence. I wish I would have cared more about myself and had enough respect for myself to actually try something of worth, try to do something of worth, to try accomplishing something, to try and do something great, amazing. You don't want to be at the tail, at the tail end of your life and have to look back and have regrets. And I'm not talking, YOLO. I'm not talking YOLO. I remember when that was a thing that used to piss me off so much. All these dorks saying YOLO. It's like, no, that's not the YOLO that that's not the not wanting to have regrets we're talking about. Okay. We're talking about like when you're about to die and you look back and you have no regrets on things like I worked my ass off. I put everything I could into living a full life of meaning and substance and things like that. And that is the core of what I'm talking about is meaning and living a life of purpose and meaning. And that's really what, unfortunately, and this is why Ethan Klein is able to have the million, how many ever subscribers he has of teenage kids still snotting into their mom's chest. Okay. And even whatever grown adults are subscribers of Ethan's uh are individuals like him. And I will admit there are more than personally I would like who are more akin to Ethan Klein than what it should be as far as a worldview and what values they care about. But I'm here to tell you that for years now, for years and years and years, a common element of success and an abundant, fruitful, healthy life is searching for meaning. And especially as a man, searching for your purpose and then living out that purpose and finding meaning within that. That's really what it's all about, guys. That is it. And having God on your side while you're doing it. God instills in each and every one of us a path towards that fruitful and abundant life. As I've said in many of my videos before, as a man especially, you have to be on your purpose. Find what your purpose is at all, but nearly all costs. Find what your purpose is, and if you don't know, pray dearly to God to reveal what your purpose is as a man here on earth. But you don't want to be the court jest. You don't. Even though Ethan Klein may have a couple 100,000 subscribers, I guarantee he doesn't have legitimate respect. Nobody legitimately respects a guy like that. Most people feel sorry for a guy like that. And I'm not trying to be mean and like tear him down. I hope that he turns it around. I hope that that he is able to see, and this is probably why he has such anxiety and such fear and loathing in his heart, in his soul, because he knows that the bullshit he does not garner any respect or any meaning or substance. It's all void. It's all empty. It's surface level shit. It really is. Like I said, I'm personally I'm not trying to tear him down and make him feel worse, but he is a means to an end of illustrating a bigger uh picture, which is that God, this is what separates us from the animals, is we do have the faculty within us to find purpose, to logically come to that place where we can find that purpose and live out that purpose through a meaningful way. So I wish him I really do wish him the best. And I'm not saying that you guys should go and talk smack to him or bring him down or anything like that, because you're better than that. You should take this message for what it is, and immediately try and find your purpose and try and fulfill it and bring it into actuality. And yes, it's easier said than done, but the only way to get started is to start giving a shit and to actually start caring about things. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that you need to be Mr. Serious about everything and not be able to take a joke and being so fucking wound up that you can't even think straight. I'm not saying that, okay? But there is a healthy median where you can care about things, but also be lighthearted and tender and not take things super personally and be professionally offended. Somebody like Ethan Klein is all of those things, because somebody like Ethan Klein is living so opposite from the way God has intended man to live, that he's in this constant state of anxiety, of fear, of depression, really. And all those things I'm pretty sure he has lived with, which is terrible. I don't wish that on anybody. I feel for him that's the case. But unfortunately, he is the type of guy that would scoff at a message like this. He's the type of guy who would go on Fresh and Fit and try and call them each and every phobia in the dictionary en route to a few clip mines that he can post on his meaningless channel. So anyways, guys, if you guys have watched the debate, let me know what you guys think about it. It was kind of a waste of time, but like I said, it did, to me, illustrate a more significant message that I could deliver, and I wanted to share it. Don't be the clown. Don't be the court jest. Don't be the class clown. Take your life seriously. Have pride in yourself. Believe in yourself. Have respect for yourself, and move forward accordingly. All right, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow, and facts are feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. Love you, kings. See you guys next time. Christ is king. Peace.